have been learning about famous African Americans. The three that we've learned about so far are, can you list them for me? Jackie Robinson, Ruby Bridges, Martin Luther King.
Means is hard times and difficulties. And then my picture is I have hard times doing my homework at home.
Yeah, hard times. So are you going through adversity?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Good job. Okay, Dexter, what did you pick? What does adversity mean?
Hard times and difficulties.
Yes, good job.
My picture is about me getting
An F on an assignment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that was a time in which you faced adversity? Good. And then Kenny, what does adversity mean?
hard times, difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
And for my picture, I picked when I was sad when my turtle was lost and we found the body was dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So how do you think that you should react in situations like these?
I think situations.
Like if you had a hard time with your homework, how should you react? What should you do?
Ooh, you need to ask your mom or dad or a sister.
Yeah, you could ask
Auntie?
someone. Should you just quit and give up?
No.
No. Okay, Dexter, how about you? Getting a bad grade, are you just going to quit and give up?
No.
Or are you going to try to continue to do better in class?
I'm trying to do better in class.
Yeah. What word do you have, Kenny?
Desegregation.
Desegregation. Okay, why don't you pick one, Jeremiah? Yeah, good job. So the desegregation picture is of black and white kids sitting together with their teacher. What word is that?
Adversity.
Adversity. Good job, Dexter. And what is segregation? What's the definition of segregation?
Wait, separate.
Separate.
It's stressful.
All right, who's next?
I put my
Kenny.
Awesome. Good.
Is yours?
We're talking about the protesters and how Ruby responded to what they were saying and the way that she was acting. So my question to you was, how would you act if you were Ruby Bridges at this time? And Jeremiah, I think you had an answer.
If I was Ruby Bridges, I could have been scared and terrified because there might be poison in my food.
Yeah, so you are talking about when one of the protesters said that they were going to poison her food. But how would you act or how would you react to this type of adversity?
Like the type of
Adversity, remember that means difficult or hard. Yes, difficulties are hard times. But would you act like Ruby where she ignored them and just went on and did her business?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you threaten them, try to hurt them? How would you react? Jeremiah?
I would react to just ignoring them and
Ignore
just
them.
don't listen to them.
Yeah, that would probably be a good way to
Don't look back
react
what they said
to.
to us.
Yes, that would probably be a good way to react to an adverse situation or something that's hard or difficult in your life. Kenny?
I was going to say that do nothing and just do what the guys tell me and just pray for them. For
Yeah.
them to know what's changing, what's going to be happening.
Yeah. So let's continue on. So we know that Ruby Bridges responded in probably the most positive way that she could have responded to that type of situation.
And now number 10.
Destiny. Okay, well let's read the question together. What reason did the vice principal give for lowering Ruby's test scores? Letter A. Destiny, do you have the answer?
Ruby's test scores were too high since she had independent help. Her scores were something.
Inaccurate, which means that they were not correct. They were wrong. So that is the correct answer. The other answers are black children test scores could never be that high. The teacher took the test for Ruby, or she took the test twice. But we know that the vice principal gave the reasoning that because Ruby worked with a teacher one-on-one or independently, that she thought that she got higher test scores because of it. But was it really Ruby's fault? Raise your hand if you know the answer. Was it really Ruby's fault that she was alone with her teacher? Kenny?
Because the vice principal, she supposed to integrate, but she's not integrating, so they can't. So she's was the one that it was her fault.
Yeah, so I really like the way that Kenny used one of the vocabulary words, which is integrate. What's another word for integrate?
Desegregation.
Okay, raise your hand. Desegregation, yes. Can we all say desegregation together? Desegregation. Yes, so the vice principal didn't want to integrate, right? So she didn't really want Ruby to get high test scores, so she was making up things so she could lower Ruby's test scores. But we know that Ruby got that test all by herself, right? We know that she did it by herself, and she had a really good teacher, Mrs. Henry. So the correct answer is letter A.
The correct answer is A.
Letter A. She wanted to change them because she was getting independent help from her teacher. But the reason why she was by herself was because none of the other children or none of the other children's parents wanted them to be in her class. Okay? So number 11, it says the climax is the most intense part of a story that leads the reader on the edge of their seat, wondering what will happen next. The climax is also the turning point, which leads to change. What was the first event to take place that caused a change for Ruby at her new school? So what changed what was happening at her school? So what happened? She was by herself in the school.
That when she was by herself, she wanted friends and no one was in the classroom.
And then what happened?
Then after that, people, the priest and went inside, and the boy took off with mom and that I want to go to school.
Yeah, Jeremiah?
And when that man came into the school, the people are saying,
Traitor.
Traitor.
Yeah, they were saying that. But that's when things started changing for Ruby, right? When the kids started coming back, she started making friends with them. She started having a different experience at school.
And that boy
So
was
the
from
correct
here.
answer would be letter B. The priest took his daughter to school. That's when things started changing. And the climax is when you're on the edge of your seat. You might have been wondering, well, what's going to happen next? Are Ruby and the kids, are they going to become friends? Or are the kids going to be mean to her? You could have been asking yourself that. So number 12, why did Ruby only want to eat packaged food? So, Dexter?
The protesters
Threatened
her to poison her fruit bucket.
Yes, they did. So the correct answer would be C. The irate protesters threatened to poison her food. Irate is kind of like out of control, angry. Weren't they irate? They were all over the place, yelling, screaming.
They don't need to be there, just have to be home.
Okay, so 13. What threat did Mrs. Henry make to the vice principal that results in the kids being integrated? What's another word for integrated? Say it.
Desegregation.
Desegregation. What does desegregation mean? Kenny.
It means put together.
Yeah, to put people together. Bless you. So which one of these shows us that she's brave? What's another word for brave?
Brave is
Kenny?
another word for brave is
Or how can you describe it?
like brave is something that you're not afraid of.
You're not afraid, right? So which one gives you that she's not afraid? It actually has it in the actual answer, Kenny.
A.
A, yes, because can you cite which one, what part of it tells you that she's not afraid? What exactly does it say?
That she did not show
Fear. Fear is not showing fear. You could say not scared, okay? What would you say to the protesters? I'm going to give you a minute to think about it. What would you say to the protesters? What would you tell them? If you have an idea, give me a thumbs up.
Why are you doing this? Try integration, see how it works out. And then, if you don't like it, and then you just start saying it. But just leave that little girl alone.
Recently, we've been talking about famous African American. Can we review who was Jackie Robinson? Before we continue, I want you to talk with a partner, and I want you to tell that partner who was Jackie Robinson and why was he important. Go.
Jackie Robinson was a famous baseball player because he was an African American.
And he was the first one to join the Major League baseball team.
So you said he was famous because he was a baseball player, but what else made him famous? He was African American. He was the first African American player to be playing the Major League Baseball. Yeah, so he was the first one to desegregate schools, right? I mean, not the schools, but the in baseball, yeah. So he played on an all-white team.
Baseball teams.
Yes. Good job.
He said he already knows.
You did? Well, good. So you have some knowledge about who Jackie Robinson was and why he was important, right? So we know that Jackie Robinson was a famous baseball player in the major leagues. He was the first African American to play in the major leagues. This was a time when there was segregation. Does anybody know what segregation means? Jeremiah.
Segregation means it's hard times, difficult.
Okay, so I'm glad you're looking at our resources, but hard times and difficulties, that's adversity.
Segregation.
So what is segregate?
Separate.
Yeah, so this is a time where black and white people were separated, and this included the baseball teams. Okay, so what did Jackie Robinson help do using the vocabulary that we have?
I was going to say desegregation, that he put the teams together and to help and to realize that they're all the same.
Yes, that we're all the same, right? Desegregation. So he helped desegregate or integrate the baseball teams. Let's review the vocabulary words before we continue on. So the vocabulary words that we've learned so far are segregation. And what does segregation mean? Can we read it together? Let's read it together. What is segregation? Separate. And this, in context, what we're learning about is the black and the white people were separated. Okay, desegregation. Let's say that together. Segregation. And what is desegregation?
To put together.
To integrate. Yes, that's when black and white people started to be integrated or put together. Okay, what is adversity?
Hard times and
Let's read it together. Hard times, difficulties. That's adversity. So Jackie Robinson, Martin Luther King, and Ruby Bridges all faced adversity during their lifetimes. Okay, outstanding, excellent, or incredible. So who was outstanding?
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, and he was an outstanding
Player.
baseball player. She was an outstanding student.
A brave student.
What is trial? A trial is a test of faith, patience, and strength. So, how does Jackie Robinson face trials?
When he
Kenny?
goes to every baseball game, it's like a trial for him because they're saying that he can't do this, but he can.
Yes, exactly. So to repeat what Kenny said, he said that he was on trial at every baseball game where people told him he couldn't do something, but he really could, and he continued to play even when everyone was being mean to him. Yes.
Because he was a fast runner and hitter.
Yes, he was an outstanding fast runner and hitter. The last one is elected. Let's all look at the word elected. Say that.
Elected.
Selected by vote. So who was elected and for what? Why don't you partner talk? Who was elected and what were they elected
Jackie
for?
Robinson was elected for
Do you remember what he was elected
Hall
for?
of Fame and a medal.
He was elected. Jackie
Yes,
Robinson
so
was
he got the
elected
Medal of
by
Freedom,
the
but
first
what was he elected for?
African-American
He was
playing
elected
baseball.
for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
And
So
he
people
was
had to
brave.
vote on it. So people said, I think
Yeah,
that Jackie
but that's
Robinson
not
should be
selected.
elected into
He
the
was-
Baseball Hall of Fame. Yes.
For second base.
That's not.
Well, just as a great, outstanding player. It wasn't for second base, it was for a lot of things. Okay, so raise your hand. Who was elected and why? Kenny?
He was elected by a medal from the National and the Medal of Freedom.
Yes, and he was also elected for the National Baseball Hall of Fame, which is a really good accomplishment.
And he was elected. Jackie Robinson was elected because he was the first African-American baseball player.
Yeah, and that's another reason. He was the first African-American Major League Baseball player. The video that we're going to watch is going to incorporate this vocabulary. That's why I want you to know what it is now so you're better able to understand what they're talking about in the video. There's things in the video that we already knew. There's things in the video that are going to be new information. So I want you to follow along and make sure that you are looking for new information. Because after we watch the video, I'm going to ask each of you what is one new thing that you learned, okay? Not something that you already knew, something new. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay, Dimitri understands. Dexter understands.
Jackie Robinson retired from baseball in 1956 at age 37. By then, most teams had integrated. Oh, well that means minority ball players were allowed to play alongside white players. At the time, the civil rights movement was slowly ending segregation throughout America.
How can you react or how can you behave if someone is treating someone else badly because of the color of their skin? What could you do? What could you say to them, Jasmine?
I would say that you know that who cares of the color of their skin, just be their friend.
That would be a really great thing to say. Ezekiel.
You can ask them to stop, but if they don't, then what do you do if they don't and they just try to?
What do you think? What do you do if they don't stop?
Then I would say I would just tell them to walk away. If they come back, just annoy them, and if they keep on going back to them, just tell someone.
Yes, I would definitely do that. And can you think of any of the people that we've been learning about that ignored other people? Yes, Jasmine?
Martin Luther King and Ruby Bridges.
Yeah, they both ignored what other people were saying. Can you think of anybody else?
But exactly, but what Jasmine said, if you tell them don't just walk away, what if they go after you and beat you up?
Yes, because you know what? And that's a good point. What do you have to be? What have we been learning about? What character trait do you need to be in order to stand up to someone or to ignore them? She was brave. Yes. So, Ezekiel, if you stand up to somebody, you are being brave because. Okay, Mateus, go ahead and put the names with the picture and then put the description.
A leader who believes all people should be treated equally, help pass fair laws such as desegregation.
Jackie Robinson.
She was the first African American student to go on to all-white school in South. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. The first African American Major League Baseball players.
And then you only have one more left.
Rubio Bridges.
Okay. All right. Good job. Jasmine, did you find a video?
Not a video.
Oh, not a video. I meant a book. Did you find a book? What's the book that you found?
It's
Daring.
Daring Play.
Daring play. Why do you think it's daring?
Because Jackie Robinson, he wanted to play baseball.
Yeah. Ezekiel, did you find any books on Martin Luther King Jr.?
Mhm.
Cool.
Is this my reading level? No.
Which one?
Jackie Robinson.
Third grade tonight.
So now you need to choose which one looks the most interesting to you.
They wanted Jackie Robinson to play all black baseball, but someone said that let him play in the all white baseball. So
Cool.
he played in for the American Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers. Yep. Awesome. I'm glad that you learned about that.
Jasmine walks up to the playground. A group of white kids and black kids are segregated. Jasmine walks up to the swings.
Hi, what's your name?
Cardencia.
Nice to meet you, Cardencia. I'm Jasmine.
Nice to see
Do
you.
you want to
Hey, you! Go to the other side!
Why are you doing this?
leave Cardencia alone? Look, come on, Cardencia, let's play. We should desegregate kids, white and black, so they can both play together.